And welcome back to another thrilling installment of Turn the Page, a Saturday night gaming production that brings you all of the topics that you want to hear about, nay, that you need to hear about, things that will make you complete by learning about, and also getting a little bit of a view inside the crazy mind of three loving fanboys as we talk about different subjects across the board, from comic books to movies to video games and beyond. Maybe even news topics. Maybe we'll even support some more tragedies in the world by asking you to contribute to Red Cross or something new this time. I don't know. Australia still needs your help, so continue
Absolutely.
to send money to Australia. The koalas, the kangaroos, the wombats. They need us, and we need them. So support them in their relief funds. I'll thank you for that ahead of time. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to all of our amazing videos. Go back to season 1 from last year. That's right, all the way back in 2019 when we were in the past. And watch all those videos again. And leave us comments. Tell us what you'd like to see. Tell us what subjects you'd like us to debate. And tell us, what parts you think Michael B. Jordan could actually play without pissing me off. Who knows? Just tell us, okay? Let's join in on the fun.
I don't think
Now,
there is one.
The Peanut Gallery has spoken. I'm sorry, Michael B. Jordan. That was not from me this time. I was actually trying to get you work. Now, on the topic of the day, I'm just going to go ahead and edge into some DC Comics. I don't know if either one of you, I actually know he has, I don't know if you've gotten the chance yet to watch any of the DC online streaming shows.
The only DC I've watched is the or is it CW?
CW,
Yeah.
the CW Arrowverse.
I've not seen Swamp Thing. I have not seen the Titans yet, or
Doom Patrol.
The Doom Patrol. The Doom Patrol looks interesting.
The Doom Patrol is very interesting. Swamp Thing's very good, and Titans season 2. I'm going to talk about that for a second, because you've actually seen the CW Arrowverse stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, and I've seen the Titan stuff. You haven't, so maybe we'll go back and forth and educate each other.
Yeah, from the previews I've seen of these shows, their production values seem like pretty high, like as compared to CW anyway.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
They're cinematic compared to the CW stuff, and the stories at times are better. At times they are not.
Season 1?
Season 1 of the Titans was real touch and go. Mm-hmm. It was just trying so hard to be.
Yeah, I heard Swamp Thing was really good.
Swamp Thing was really good.
There should have been a season 2.
Well, give it time. Give it time. People will make their voices heard. If you want another episode of Swamp Thing to come out, then you know what? Blare it all over the social media. Eventually, peer pressure makes Hollywood do anything you want them to do.
At the end of Crisis, they did show Swamp Thing.
They did.
Yeah, as in his own alternate Earth.
Okay.
So that was cool. It's like, hey, we're acknowledging this still exists. I'm like, yes, it does, and I'm sad because exactly as the Peanut Gallery said, yes, it did.
It did exist. It was good.
That's what makes it sad.
One of the biggest things for me that I did see in the CW line was Arrow Season 2. Okay. I thought that back when it first came out, Arrow Season 1 was good.
Mm-hmm.
Got the whole thing turned on. I was like, oh, okay. Well, this is a thing now. This is going to be great.
That's what it started.
It started everything. And then Season 2 came out, and that's what really gave birth to the CW-verse, to the Arrowverse.
Absolutely.
Because of who?
Slade Wilson.
Slade Wilson. That's right. Deathstroke. Not Deadpool, not his parody carbon copy. We're talking about the Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, who premiered in the Teen Titans, the all-new Teen Titans back in the day, at the time when they were at the peak of comic book sales. I mean, it was a real tie between the Uncanny X-Men and the Teen Titans. That was the tied most popular comics of the time. And Slade Wilson, I'm going to argue, made that happen. He is one of the coolest characters in comic books. Period. Now, I mean, that's just my opinion. Obviously, I'm a little bit more into that character. It's like, what if Wolverine and Deadpool and Nick Fury got fused together into an awesome kill-all assassin with a little bit of Captain America blood, and it's over in DC Universe, and he's fighting people like Batman, and Batman, he could slap Batman.
Still remember when Deathstroke cut the Achilles tendon on Wally West.
Yeah. Well, okay.
As he was running, he was just like...
Now, there was another one, too,
right?
in a new iteration of the Teen Titans where Slade Wilson's body was actually controlled by his son, Jericho, who had lived within him for quite some time, controlled his body, got mad that the Teen Titans got back together again, and when the Bart Allen Kid Flash was trying to save somebody from a burning building, he tranquilized him so he couldn't move fast and then blew off his kneecaps with shotgun. Now, at the time, he was actually Impulse. Yeah. And then after this event, when he healed from it, is when he became Kid Flash. He took himself seriously because of this event.
He grew up a little bit.
Yeah, he grew up. But the big thing for me watching Manu Bennett was the one that played Slade Wilson in the Arrow. Mm-hmm. And he did a great job.
He did.
I loved it. I was all over it. I was like, give me more. Make the whole show about him. I don't even care about Oliver Queen anymore. Like, just give me a Deathstroke show. Same way I feel about comics. It's like when I read DC Comics, it's like, that's cool. I love some Batman every once in a while if it's written and drawn by the right people. But give me some more Deathstroke. Let me see what he's doing. I want to see a whole comic about him. And they've given me that a few times.
I mean, Deathstroke, like the design of him actually works for like someone who is good at combat. But I was walking. I was out for a walk today, and it was raining, just a little bit. So I put my hood on, like so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As I'm walking, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm cool. I'm kind of like Arrow, right?
Right.
And I was like, wait a second, freaking have no peripheral vision whatsoever.
Well, whereas Deathstroke has literally no peripheral vision.
Yeah,
he only has one eye.
There's no depth perception.
And he still kicks everybody else's butt.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, how does Arrow do anything? He can't. He's got blinders on.
Yeah, well, then you think about the Green Arrow, and he just had a funny hat, and it looks better to wear a hood.
I like the funny hat.
You like the Robin Hood hat?
It actually makes more sense.
It could, I guess.
It could, like if you're going up against a guy who has a funny hat on, you're going to instantly underestimate him.
Oh, so you see, yeah, okay.
Which will give him the advantage.
This guy looks like Errol Flynn. I think I can win.
I think I could take that guy.
Okay, I got you. Well, that's a good argument. I'm going to take that. I'm going to put it up in here, and I'm going to chew on it for a while.
But then you see a guy in a hood, like...
Ooh, he's creepy, scary. He's kind of thuggish. I don't know if I like this guy. He's
kind of scary.
Yeah, I'm overestimating. I'll shoot him.
Yeah. Okay. I'll shoot him just kind of off to the side. He can't see you.
And speaking of Deathstroke, there's actually an animated series coming out on the CWC.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun. Okay, so...
see, I didn't know about that.
Now, the Deathstroke that we had in the Arrow Season 2 was great. It had all the combat armor, did an amazing job. It was very cool. It was very gritty. It was awesome. And I thought, that's the best we're going to get. I knew that at the end of the Justice League movie, they gave us a little hint of Deathstroke going up to make a deal with Lex Luthor, played by... Joe Magnolia?
Not Magnolia.
Mangelino?
I don't know
how to say it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll look it up. We're so sorry, but we love your work.
He's awesome, dude.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's as pretty as Momoa.
He would have been fantastic as him, I think.
I think maybe he still has a chance. I don't know.
He does.
They should have a movie just about Deathstroke.
Yeah, they should.
They should. And like he was, supposed to be playing Deathstroke in the Batman that
is now happening in the past.
That Affleck was actually
the year one.
Well, that's not going to happen. So
yeah,
but if he can chop the head off a vampire that sparkles, I will pay him money, and that's actually his job.
Well, yeah, he was a werewolf in True Blood.
Yeah,
So
he was the only cool character
in that show.
He has
experience fighting vampires.
But now I watched Titans Season 2. On the DC streaming app. Y'all should check it out if you've got a little bit of extra dough. Give it a chance. It's got a lot of cool content. Some of it's a little bit lacking in my opinion, but they're working on it at all times. Now,
Harley.
I cannot tell you who it is, the actor is, because I didn't look it up. That was playing...
Cy Morales, I think.
What he said. This guy who played Slade Wilson in Titan Season 2,
It's a different guy.
yeah, but he blew it out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he just raised the whole expectations up a notch. The combat armor that Deathstroke was
Tech
wearing
design.
in Arrow was
Can you
cool.
please
I was
bring
like,
out the
I
name
need
of
that.
Deathstroke
Yeah.
for season 2
You
of
were probably-
Titans, the actor?
Yeah. Do you want me to just post it, or do you want me?
We can look it up. It's cool.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
just want to look it up. 'Cause
But
I need to
anyway,
know.
You were probably like, I could make
It's
that.
bugging me.
we could do that.
Like it was.
No, yeah, that
Yeah,
we
but
could
the new
definitely
one,
make it.
yeah.
But the new one
Yeah.
actually legit looks like the new 52 design of Deathstroke.
Oh, yeah, it's.
I mean,
phenomenal.
it is spot on, polished, beautiful uniform. And even when you finally see spoiler alerts, all right, I gave you 2 seconds to turn off the video if you were interested.
Not
The
spoilers.
Nightwing costume that they do is on point.
Oh, they're doing
and it
Nightwing.
even has the electric batons that he had in the
Oh,
Arkham
that's
Knight
awesome.
games.
So
I haven't gotten to
is
that
Robin-
point yet, but it's okay.
So sorry, I said spoiler alert. You could have turned off the video.
I could have. It's
I
okay.
feel bad for him now.
It's too late now.
But no, all
Dude,
the
I already
characters
saw him
did
in the Nightwing
amazing.
Costume on the.
Yeah, you
It's not
posted the
spoiler.
pictures, but seeing it in person or in action is just
Check it
so
out.
phenomenal. Seeing that in action, you got Deathstroke's daughter, the Ravager. She looks amazing. You've got
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke himself that looks amazing.
And
My
Titan season 2.
only comment or complaint is the way they wrapped it up.
I mean, season 2.
Yeah, the way they kind of closed it. It felt like the last episode, they felt the rush need to close up the storyline.
You know, DC does this a
Hmm.
lot. Like, I'll be watching like a whole arc in the Flash, and they'll be like, you know,
Isai Morales.
almost half the
Isai
episodes are filler
Morales.
episodes that have nothing to do
Ah,
with the
I
arc.
was right.
Or there's a little bit
Hey!
of story.
Focus, son. Focus.
But
We'll let you talk to Danny later.
it seems like they wrap everything up like in the last episode, and they've literally had 22 episodes
To try and
you know,
steer
to
towards it.
steer this arc, you know,
Yeah.
and it's almost a little frustrating.
And it is frustrating because the storyline was so epic. The way that he was messing with their heads, the things that he was doing to them.
Oh, dude. Jeez.
Oh, so good. It was great. But the way they ended it was a side note.
And spoiler alert, man, it hit me in the feels when I saw who Deathstroke killed in the old Titans, because I was just like,
What? Spoiler!
Yeah.
I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah.
I said spoiler alert.
You should have turned
I
off.
should
You
have
should have turned off the video.
turned off the video.
Everybody should have turned off the video. Either way,
Turn off the video.
we would really like it if you didn't turn off the video. And if you like spoilers,
We
come
keep
right here to
telling
us.
people
We'll
to
tell
turn
you
the
about it.
video
Yeah,
off.
don't turn it off.
Got you covered.
Click it like.
Yeah.
And if you've already hit like and you hit it again, then hit it one more time because you like, unlike, like.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's okay. It's okay. And tell your grandma to like us too.
But yeah, that one stung. I was like, oh.
That did sting. But that's the whole point of Deathstroke. He kills people. And he's there to take away somebody from you.
Well, it's like he's not going to be an intimidating character unless the audience believes that he's capable of killing their beloved.
Right.
So that's what the characters feel because they know who he is and what he can do, and so they need to get the audience to feel that too.
Well, yeah, and how do you love a character like Batman? Batman wins. He finds a way through greatly opposing odds.
Yeah.
Well, how do you love a villain? You gotta love the villain because he wins. He's gonna find a way through greatly opposing odds. People like Batman are facing against him, and he still finds a way to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes him a lovable character. That's what makes him so cool in the long run.
Like there's different ways of doing like villains. There's the villain that's just an unchanging like force of nature.
Like Joker.
There's no story arc. Well, not like. Well, I guess kind of. Well, this Joker has a story arc, but Joker as a character doesn't. He doesn't have a past.
He's just
he
chaos.
just is. He's just chaos. And then there's the other way of doing character, like more a Kylo Ren style, where you have an arc, and both like are equally valid, and in the right in the right setting, the right atmosphere, can be very powerful.
Yeah.
So like you could have a Slade that's just a killing machine, and he's unstoppable, and that's what's scary about him. He seems to have no weakness. Or you can have a Slade where it has a backstory, and you understand why he is the way he is. But
Yeah, when they gave him a backstory, it definitely made him better. And when he first premiered, I don't even think they had solidly decided on a name for him.
You can do
Because his
both.
name was Slade Wilson Deathstroke the Terminator.
Yeah.
Like, it was all these names thrown together.
That's right.
Yeah.
Deathstroke the Terminator.
Deathstroke the Terminator. So it was like, well, which name are we going for? And it wasn't until a little bit later that they just settled on Deathstroke.
Yeah. I'm going to have to check these out. They sound like they're pretty good.
It was
Very
really
good.
good. I enjoyed it. You know,
Should I just
if-
skip season 1?
I think you could.
If there's
You
no-
definitely could.
You could. You can watch it if you
Yeah,
need to.
you
It's only
definitely
like
could.
8 episodes.
Yeah.
Like season 1 actually ends in season 2.
Are these like 45-minute to an hour episodes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but without season 1, you don't understand why season 2 begins the way it does because it's actually the ending for season 1.
That could still be like interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's aftermath felt after the end of season 1, right?
There's turnabouts,
Okay.
some events,
So then you need that.
evolutions of characters,
Okay.
and you know some of the actresses that they've gotten to play are just gorgeous. Like, oh, Dove, you know, like Hawk and Dove.
Yeah.
The lady who plays Dove is just gorgeous.
She
Phenomenally.
is.
The guy who plays Hawk is gorgeous.
So it's like the reboot of
Yeah,
Hawk
he
and Dove.
played Aquaman in Smallville.
Right? Yeah, he's just a gorgeous dude.
It's not the original Hawk and Dove. Because those two dudes.
Right. Well,
It's the second one.
it'll explain to you in season 1 that there was 2 dudes
Yeah.
and 2 chicks. One sister, one brother get
Oh,
killed.
okay.
This is how Hawk and Dove find each other
Okay.
through rehabilitation. It was pretty.
That was the one of the first books Rob Liefeld worked on. Was Hawk
That's,
and Dove.
but he didn't create it.
No, he didn't.
No.
I don't think.
He just gave him skinny ankles. All right. Well, you know what? I've enjoyed this line of thought, and if you enjoyed this line of thought, then by all means, continue to watch us right after this commercial break. Hey there! Does your life suck? Does your boss always tell you what to do? Does your wife tell you to sell all your toys? Well, maybe that happens to us too. But there's a place that you can go every Saturday night where you can find great stories about slimy fingered trolls and gnomes with magical powers, dragons trying to take over the world, and weird shaped dice. You don't know what to call them? Dodecahedrons? Maybe? I don't know, but there's numbers on every single side, and if you roll a nat 20, you might win the game. That's right, we're talking about Saturday Night Gaming. If you tune in on Podbean, on iTunes, on Google stuff. Look us up, Saturday Night Gaming. It's a podcast. It's great to listen to. Download it, play it in your phone, on your car. You got a long road trip coming up? Saturday Night Gaming. You got to drive to work where your boss constantly annoys you? Saturday Night Gaming. If you ever just think, I don't know how to get to sleep tonight? Saturday Night Gaming. Tune in for Saturday Night Gaming. Check out all of our excellent podcasts. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share with your grandmother. Right, guys?
Right, SN Gaming 2017.
McClay agrees.
I can't share with my grandmother.
That's sad. Let's make sure that part gets in there. All right. I hope you enjoyed that thrilling commercial break, and I hope you learned something from it. Now, the topic that we want to talk about today, or at least what the executive producer told me I needed to talk about today, is the Birds of Prey, which they've got a movie coming up titled, this movie's about Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
They should just call it a Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
The Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey, may show up in some sort of strange iteration of themselves.
Yeah, it's... After watching the trailer again, it really feels like it's Harley Quinn and Friends.
Yeah.
Or Gotham City Sirens with a completely different title.
Like a weird twist to it. Well, I mean, in it, you've got yourself Cassandra Cain being played by a small girl. Okay, so we know her to eventually become Batgirl. So that is a Birds of Prey character, is Batgirl. You've got somebody who's supposed to be the Huntress. She probably looks the closest to actually looking like she would as the Huntress.
Played by Elizabeth Winstead.
That is a Birds of Prey person. And then you've got a Black Canary who seems to have a sonic scream from watching the preview. Maybe some kung fu skills, and aside from that, is nothing like the character. But she is another Birds of Prey character. And then you've got a random throw-in nod to the old Batman animated series, which gave birth to Harley Quinn, Renee Montoya. So, you've got...
Which she did become the Question later on. But
She did. She was introduced to comics, and then she did become the Question, and that was questionable.
Wait, is the question there with no face?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Just
didn't know
the
that.
Dick Tracy-looking
Yeah,
fella
I
with the
miss
no
him.
face. Yeah.
No face.
I miss him.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
He was...
The question? Did he
Especially
die?
in Justice League Unlimited. Yeah, he died of cancer.
Oh no.
Lung cancer.
Still kind
No.
of questionable to me. What's not going to kill you is going to see the Harley Quinn movie with Margot Robbie.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Allegedly. It's not going to kill you.
I still think it looks fine.
It looks like it'll be funny. I always enjoy
Yeah.
watching Margot
I
Robbie
wouldn't
do
mind
anything. I didn't say
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't going to. I'm going to go see it. I'm
Yeah,
going to
it's-
probably harp on the fact that it's nothing like anything it's based
Margot
on.
it has Margot Robbie, Ewan McGregor, and Elizabeth Winstead. I'm sold.
Ewan McGregor is a great person to put in a movie. He's going to be playing the Black Mask in that, and that's great. I hope he gets the high ground.
I hope so too.
Yeah, because he's a Highlander.
I hope he gets to say hello there.
And speaking of Ewan McGregor, did you hear that they have delayed the Kenobi show?
They haven't delayed the show. They just delayed filming.
Well, do you know
Does
why?
that not delay the show?
Yeah, that delays the show.
No, it's he.
Otherwise, you cramp yourself for time.
Ewan McGregor actually spoke out about it, and he said it's like we're still coming out,
Oh, yeah.
or the show is still coming out when it was supposed to. They just delayed filming a little bit. They
They,
work more on the scripts because now they can actually focus on it.
Yeah. To
Now
write
that
the
Rise
scripts.
now they can
They have
actually.
not written.
They've been written. They're
Yeah.
just working on them.
They're
a little
rewriting
more.
it. They're like, no, that sucks. He didn't have the high ground enough.
Well, they had like some.
He's got to chop off some more people's
Yeah,
legs.
I think they had a couple of scripts done, and they decided
They
to go
were-
in a different direction.
Well, they were all focusing on Rise of Skywalker and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Now that that's over with, they can go, oh, we can actually focus on this now.
Or they saw how well their Mandalorian run went, and then they thought to themselves, let's write a tighter story instead of just introducing a strange Sith at the end.
The stuff I think they had, at least from what I've sourced, was similar to like a protective kind of teaching, Ben Kenobi, and they seemed it was too similar to the relationship between the Mandalorian
And the Baby
child.
Yoda.
Yeah, and so they're just doing some show soul searching. And hiring writers and writing more scripts.
That is interesting. It is interesting also that I think what my co-hosts are trying to tell me is that they are so interested in the Birds of Prey movie that they would much rather talk about Ewan McGregor being Ben Kenobi.
Did I agree?
Hopefully he does a good job as the Black
I hope
Mask.
so too.
Hopefully they're not just trying to ride the coattails of the one superhero type movie that's gotten a bunch of awards, which was the Joker. The Joker should be a standalone version of what it is. We should still focus on making very unique plot threads for the rest of the characters and not just mutilating them for our own cannibalistic needs of whatever movie we're trying to put out for an agenda. Other than that, Margot Robbie's great. It looks like a funny movie. The comic books, Harley Quinn is, I was gotta say, she's a fan favorite. Everybody loves her.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all right.
She's quirky.
Okay.
She's kind of sexy, kind of funny, kind of cool, kind of quirky. She's got hyenas.
Yeah.
Her cartoon is fantastic.
Is that the Sirens?
It's on the DC app.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, like a shorts.
Yeah, like the 30-minute episodes.
Oh wait, I know what you're talking about. I keep
There's a
seeing,
Harley Quinn animated series.
yeah, I
haven't
keep
seen
seeing
that. I didn't
ads
watch
for
it.
that.
Dude, it's so funny.
Is it like TAS style?
Almost. It has like a little bit more of a what if like the DC animated films, like with the New 52 style, had a baby with Amanda Connor's artwork and animated it. It's actually really solid. It's really good. The
I'll
writing
check
in
that out.
there is fantastic. I never thought I would ever love Clayface like this.
Oh,
ever, but
Clayface
he
is
is
fantastic. He did so
he's
much with
hilarious.
that.
He is a fun character.
Let's see how many times I can get everybody to say fantastic.
Fantastic.
Are we having an episode on Reed Richards? Because then I'll say a lot.
we need to get a ticker for that.
We do. Yeah. But no, I mean it looks good. Harley Quinn, she's thrilling. She's exciting. I do think it would be more fascinating to see some of the characters taken a little bit more seriously sometimes.
Yeah, I wish the
Not
Birds
necessarily a carbon copy, but
Yeah.
more seriously.
I wish Birds of Prey was more about the Birds of Prey because I hardly know anything about them, and I was really looking forward to get to know more. I mean, the only character in this that I halfway know about, well, more than halfway, is Harley Quinn, but I'm a little familiar with Huntress. I'm a little familiar with Black Canary. I don't know, like, their rich histories or anything. I mean, the most I've ever found out about Huntress was that I had the action figure from Justice League Task Force.
See,
Okay, now both of those characters actually, Helena Bertinelli,
Mm-hmm.
all right, and Black Canary,
Mm-hmm.
Dinah Lance, Laurel Lance, whatever you want to call her, both of them come from Earth 2.
Oh.
So they are so steeped in DC history that they come from way back when.
Okay.
All right, now they were reiterated to go into the modern age of comics. So originally Helena Bertinelli was not her last name. It was Wayne. She was the daughter of Batman and Catwoman.
Okay.
Helena Wayne.
That's
She
what
became
I
the
thought.
Huntress. Now, when they brought her over to current continuity,
Mhm.
they made her the daughter of a mob villain by the name of Bertinelli.
Which is what
And
they
so
did in Arrow.
that's almost exactly her story. The one
Okay.
from the Arrow, except take away the Arrow.
And put Batman in there.
Yeah, you introduce like Batman and his Robins, and that's where Helena Bertinelli comes in.
Okay.
All right, and then as far as Laurel Lance, I mean, we all know she actually does go with the Arrow, Green Arrow,
Yeah, she and Green Arrow.
torrid love affair.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was one of my favorite things about the Justice League Unlimited was their whole chemistry and romance. And
Well, it's like a
everything
Gambit
that
and
it
Rogue
was-
kind of thing.
Yeah.
You get to see this really tough chick with this kind of cheesy guy that's smooth, you know, and they kind of get along, but they fight with each other, and it's like, when can he grow up? When can she soften up a little bit? And you're always wondering how it's going to play out. That was the whole thing, was like these realistic characters to love.
And also the hard traveling heroes stuff where it was.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. I have read a
Hal
bunch of
Jordan, Oliver Queen, Laurel
Black-
Lance, and you had a little bit of Jon Stewart
that.
in there.
Mhm, a little bit of Guy.
A little bit of Guy. I mean, just the Green Lanterns that would,
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
pop in while Hal
Which
Jordan was
is-
off on his quest of finding himself.
Which still upsets me to this day that we never got a Green Lantern in Arrow when Hal Jordan was one of his best friends.
And was also teased
Yeah.
in like season 3.
So basically, what happened was, oh, let's just make John Diggle the military friend
Mm-hmm.
and tease that he was a Green Lantern on another Earth, but he'll never become a Green Lantern.
They're just afraid of Green Lantern. They're so afraid of it.
But that's
It was
why
a
it's
really
coming
bad
to
movie, and I
HBO Max.
agree.
Yeah.
But other than that, they need to get over themselves.
Yeah, because it's a great.
But they couldn't
property.
afford
It's
it though, dude.
an
CW
amazing
cannot afford a
property.
Green Lantern series. There's no way.
There are ways. You just have to be inventive in your writing skills.
Yeah.
You only have to splurge on CGI maybe the first and last episode of the season.
Well, even the CGI doesn't have to be that fantastical because it's just like this, holographic looking green,
Yeah.
construct.
Yeah.
So, like, anyone that has Unreal could do it in real time.
It could be easily done.
It could be
and
easily
if you
done.
write it properly, make it a story of losing one's power, then finding it again, and not just do all the crazy filler episodes in the middle, you can make an amazing show.
There's lots
There's
of
supposed to
source
be a Green Lantern
material.
Corps show coming to HBO Max though.
I have heard of this.
Who is the Green Lantern they're going with? Do you
We
know?
don't know.
We don't know. Probably Jon Stewart.
We'll probably find out.
The guy.
Never going to go with Guy. Nobody's ever going to go with Guy. Nobody's ever going to go with Kyle. And nobody's... It's always going to come down
No,
to
not Kyle.
hardcore Hal Jordan
It's gonna be Hal Jordan
or
Jon
Jon
Stewart.
Stewart. And what do you have too many of versus what do you need more of? And they're going to go with Jon Stewart. I'm just going to guarantee
Like
that.
he's the guy. In case you guys don't know, from the Daily Show, before
Yeah.
Trevor Noah.
Yeah. Before he became a white Jewish
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. So like, that's when they say Jon Stewart, they're talking about Jon Stewart from The Daily Show.
Yeah. No, it's a African American friend of Hal Jordan that was his roommate. That was an
I didn't know that.
architect.
That's cool.
He was an architect after he got out of the Marine Corps.
Yeah. See, Jon Stewart was the first Lantern I kind of became familiar with. Like, I was aware.
He was a horrible Lantern, though.
Well, I liked him on the Justice League Unlimited series.
People saw the animated stuff,
I saw
and they
the
got to see
animated.
that. They didn't see him blow up planets of people
No, I
and
did not
make
see
all
that.
the wrong decisions as a Lantern corpsman.
Yeah.
Like, he was
He seemed
the
pretty solid
worst.
on the show.
On the show, never
Yeah.
made a mistake. But
He was the epitome of like
basically, Hal Jordan going crazy, being taken over by the fear entity and turned into a villain
Yeah.
was not as bad. He didn't kill as many people as Jon Stewart did when he was just being a good guy with his own brain. I'm
I didn't
serious.
know this.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like during the Black Ring event when all the Black Lanterns were coming out,
Yeah.
Jon Stewart facing his old enemy was a planet full of zombies because he killed the entire planet. Like, he is horrible. And then what does he do to save the day? He kills another freaking planet! Like, as if he had never learned from killing a planet in the first place. He's like, I'm going to turn this lantern thing into a sniper rifle that kills planets, and he killed Mogo.
Yeah.
That's right. Soak it in. That's how good a person Jon Stewart is. So you actually give me a Jon Stewart-based show, and I'm going to sit there and think to myself, this Green Lantern is going to mess up. He better. Otherwise, they're not actually staying to the roots. Now, Hal Jordan makes mistakes. Apologizable mistakes. Like, I'm sorry, I kind of kissed this other girl when I was dating you. My bad.
Was Kyle or Hal the one who became
I'm sorry, I
Kyle?
was into the universe.
Both.
Oh, they both did.
They both did at some point in
0
time.
hour.
See, Jon Stewart never became paralyzed.
No, he did. Well, they originally iterated
Because
it that...
Parallax was terrified of him.
Yeah, he didn't want to die. Like, this guy's going to kill me. He's killing everybody. No, originally,
So do you want Michael
Jeff
B. Jordan
Johns
to be
wanted
Jon
it.
Stewart?
Shut your mouth!
No, we're
No.
getting Jon Stewart.
The only person I want to play Jon Stewart is Idris Elba.
Oh, that'd be
Yes.
great.
He's the only one that I think that could fill the role, make it look amazing, pull it off, and actually make me like the character a little bit better. My problem with the character is the character himself. He's very MBJ. You know, he's just a horrible person that can kill properties left and right. Just kidding.
Sorry, fantastic.
All right, so Birds of Prey. Who's your favorite character?
He
in
did
it?
good in
Out of the Birds of Prey, my favorite character is Barbara Gordon.
Yes.
like the comic book Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it was originally when she had got
Yeah,
shot and
Oracle.
paralyzed.
You're talking about
Yeah,
Oracle.
she was Oracle
Yeah.
at the time. She facilitated the Birds of Prey. She found certain Gotham superheroines to help her out with her task, which was to protect Gotham, even when Batman was falling and doing other things.
Now, wasn't there a TV show at some point?
Yeah, it was horrible. Never watch it. Never,
Don't
ever,
watch
ever
it.
watch it. It's so bad. Like the Black Canary and that can.
The
like,
first
read
5
minds or
minutes
something,
was
see
fun.
the
with
future.
Joker
No, they're
and
just
Batman.
making stuff up.
Oh, they just made stuff up. It was horrible.
Speaking of old bad TV shows about superheroes,
Although she did make a cameo appearance in Crisis, the Huntress did.
And everybody turned and laughed at her.
No, her Earth was just wiped from existence.
Oh, thank God. Yeah.
do you remember a show
Thank the anti-monitor.
called Mantis?
Yeah, where the paralyzed dude got the suit that could help him walk, but then he also fought crying.
Yeah.
But nobody ever would have guessed because he's paralyzed.
Yeah,
That was a good
That was
show.
a good show, and I want to.
Random, but
Yeah, well, we were
that's
talking
his
about-
favorite Birds of Prey character is the Mantis.
Is Mantis,
I
yeah,
agree,
from
yeah.
the Mantis Fox show, I think.
It was Fox,
Yeah, they're ahead of their time.
They were way ahead of their time.
Oh my God,
They're
they
still
were.
ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen another crippled superhero?
I like Canary.
No, you haven't.
I've seen-
War
I've
Machine, I guess.
seen superheroes
War Machine has the walking
pretend to
legs.
be crippled.
Well,
Well,
Daredevil is blind. That is technically crippled.
That's handicapped.
It's
not
handicapped.
crippled. Crippled isn't.
He's
that's
not
a physical.
handicapped. He's handy-capable.
Capable. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Hmm.
He is the epitome of handy-capable.
Well, if you want to learn more about what random subjects we can talk about, then tune back in right after this commercial break.
This is Dan speaking. I'm checking in just to remind you to check us out at facebook.com/turnthepageshow, where you can find pictures, you can find links to all of our videos, you can find interesting articles that we've discovered around the internet and discuss them with us. We may even mention your comments on the show. So head on over there, put a bookmark in, and come on back. I'll wait for just a moment. You should probably hurry. It looks like they're on their way back. And we're back. Alright, so we're going to be talking about birds of prey, and we're actually going to stay on topic this time. So, one of the birds of prey was the huntress. Let's talk about the huntress. She sounds like she hunts people.
She was in the.
She was in what?
I was gonna say she was in a Predator book.
She was in Predator?
Yeah, there was a Batman vs Predator book that had.
Was she
The
hunting
huntress
the
in it.
Predator?
Is that like your only knowledge?
The
of
Predator
the
was
Huntress?
hunting her. Yes.
I feel like it is.
The Predator was hunting her?
Yeah, hunting her, Nightwing, Batman, and everybody.
Oh, I feel like he had a bad day.
My only
Probably did.
knowledge.
Probably
All
not
of
as
those
bad as-
people lived.
Probably not as bad as Howard the Duck.
Dang it, Dan! What are you doing? Hey, get out of
Oh,
my seat, dude. What are you doing?
Thought you were in the bathroom.
You got a job to do. I've got a job to do. You're getting in the way of my job. Dang it, Dan. Oh, sorry. Oh, well, hey, welcome back. So, how you guys doing? That was a good commercial break. Hope that didn't upset you too much. I do have to apologize. He likes to try and take over my
It was a
position.
little awkward. I didn't know what to do, really. So.
Yeah, when somebody steals something from
Yeah.
you, it's horrible. So I definitely wasn't going to do all the editing, so I had to make sure and correct that. So I'm gonna say that obviously this birds of prey topic has
Run its course?
it's run its course
Yeah.
because the preview's not as exciting as it may end up being.
Yeah.
It has potential to.
It does have potential.
Prove me right. But I dare you, prove me wrong.
Ouch.
You know what? Give me Michael B. Jordan over George Clooney any day of the week.
Yeah,
Surprise
my
me.
brothers. You should hear his opinions on the Rogues
Spit it out.
podcast.
What happened?
Rogues Radio podcast. My brother's
Oh, he's doing the
Opinions.
thing about this video too? About the preview?
Birds of Prey. That's he's gonna tear into it, dude.
Okay.
He
Well,
is
watch our
not
show
happy.
first and then tune into his brother's show and give him some likes
Rogues
too.
Radio podcast. Check
Right
it out.
after you finish liking our show. But at least I'll do this for us. We're going to at least stay on topic of DC.
Alright.
Now, I'll be nice and not make you have to talk about the movies, but I will ask a question. If there was one DC property, and I'll go around the table here, all right? Just call me Arthur, and this is my round table. If there was a cinematic version of a comic book character from DC Comics that you would like to see realized on the big screen,
From DC.
from DC.
DC.
DC Comics, not from like DC.
Okay, I got one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. This is going to be interesting.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
What's going to happen here?
Booster Gold.
Oh, yeah! No, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
that
I
would
think
be a
that'd
hilarious
I
movie.
think it would be fantastic. I have no idea who would play him. I mean, Ryan Reynolds, maybe?
No, I would
No.
say that fella that. What's the guy's name? You know, Rocket Raccoon, but real.
Oh, Bradley Cooper.
Bradley
yeah,
Bradley
he'd be
Cooper.
great.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Bradley Cooper can do anything he wants to do. He takes those limitless pills.
Yeah.
He is limitless.
He's also from the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be really neat. Yeah, like if you didn't know, a character that's basically a guy who lives in the future. He goes into a museum full of superhero artifacts and steals several of the artifacts to give himself, quote unquote, superpowers and travel back in time to where those superpowers would be amazing. And that would be a really funny
You
character.
just spoiled that movie for me.
Yep, spoiler alert. Just told you what the character was.
Dang it, Danny.
Now,
No, that's in the first like 10 minutes of the movie. So
well, now
good. You
Booster
didn't spoil the
Gold,
movie.
I still would need to have it be a buddy movie because I would need the Ted Cord Blue Beetle to be
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Blue
That's who
Beetle.
he finds in the past, and
with
like,
him. Yeah, they bond.
yeah, he
and
teaches
they make
him
it
how to
fun.
be a real superhero.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think that would be.
Dude,
That's a
yeah,
great idea.
That's a great idea.
DC, Warner Brothers, listen up because we're giving you gold here. Booster Gold. All right, sir. Same question posed to you.
Mhm.
Try to maintain within the DC universe and give me a character and pitch me a movie idea.
U.S. agent.
Or they're already doing that. Kind of. That's the.
You know, and in all of my comic book knowledge, he just dug up a character that I don't even really.
What? U.S. Agent? That's Marvel.
Right. Okay. Back to the DC comics. Though.
All right. Let's see.
That was Howard the Duck screaming from canned movie hell.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Poor guy.
That's scary. I'm not gonna give you my duck impression.
Okay.
That's too good.
All right.
I don't want to.
Is it really the?
Yeah, it's pretty
I
good.
don't know. I don't
It's
know.
been a while.
Is it like a?
Oh,
you
that's
can
no,
actually
that
do
was
the duck
good.
call.
No, my Donald impression.
Oh.
Oh. It's not that good. All right. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Adam Strange.
Adam Strange would be fun.
I think it'd be
cool.
I think it'd be great for that to be a lead up to the Rand-Thanagarian War.
That would be a cool idea. So that's basically a scientist that gets translocated into a different planet. Hey, Peanut Gallery, spoiler alert. He goes to a different world and basically has to learn their society, their technology.
He's a scientist?
He is a scientist.
Is he a doctor?
No.
He may have a doctorate.
So he's Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's many Doctor Stranges, I
There
think.
might be copyright issues.
Actually, there's a Doctor Strange. So we've got Doctor Stephen Strange. We've also got Doctor Adam Strange.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more Doctor Stranges out there.
Dr. Strangelove?
Doctor Strangelove.
Strange love. Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
Peter Gallery throw you an idea?
Peanut Gallery, shoot something at me.
Phantom Stranger.
Phantom Stranger. That would be a lot of
That'd
fun.
be a really good
I'm really kind of surprised nobody threw out a good old-fashioned horror-style realized version of the Spectre.
That'd be cool.
That too.
Would that not be a lot of fun?
Oh,
That
Oliver
would
Queen
be
already
fun
did
because that DC short film that they did to the Spectre was amazing.
That was amazing, and it was all the way that I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that
I
short?
feel
movie?
like I did.
It was animated.
filmed?
It was animated.
Yeah.
Yes, they just go to Animated Town
Yeah.
and Robert Rabbit.
Toontown,
Yeah,
they
Roger
call it.
Rabbit, Toontown.
Yeah.
But it was drawn to be cinematography wise
Like
like
noir,
a 1970s.
Oh, 1970.
Yeah, so like a 1970s cop flick. So even the beginning has like the real weathered and worn film effect to it, where
I
it's
feel like I have seen that.
it was so good. It was so good, and they really should make that into a movie for me.
Dude, yeah.
Some really good scary effects. You know, low rent bad guys, big horrible creepy scary good guy.
Yeah, well, yes, DC, please let us get a good Spectre and not the one you gave us on Crisis.
Yeah, just stick to the
That's
script.
just the one they could afford.
Yeah, well, I think maybe Stephen Amell just wanted to go out in a cool way. Which, the guy carried an entire show title
Well, he
for
said
years.
he did an interview recently, and he said he was going to be done after season 7, but he said they literally offered him more money to come back and do season 8. So did
And he
season
might have just said, look, this is how I want to go out.
8, maybe.
Because he is like a combination of Batman and Green Lantern, and they called it the Arrow.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, it is what it is. But if you do it on the big screen, do it right. Make it scary. I mean, not like in a DC movies scary way, but like in a real good movie scary kind of way. Live up to some expectations for us, you know. Really creep us out. Use some practical effects. Combine it with CGI every once in a while. Trick the eye. Make me believe that this person has come back from the dead to
Ooh.
seek out God's justice.
That's a good one. Dead Man.
That'd be fun.
Deadman. That is a fun
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
I would at least like to see that as like a streaming show.
Yeah, Netflix series.
Yeah.
I want a Justice League Dark. I want them
Just
finally
the
to
dark. I was
actually
just gonna
make
say
that.
that. Yeah, yeah.
So give us a good John Constantine to lead a team of your creepier superheroes. Well, now that's going to consist of Zatanna,
Mm-hmm.
John Constantine. Who else we have in there? Swamp Thing.
So I think maybe they can toss in Blue Devil or somebody too. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that might be hard to explain some of it.
Etrigan.
Etrigan
Etrigan
would
would
be a
be-
really good addition.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
so the demon that
The
has to
demon.
speak backwards and
Yeah.
and what's his name, Jason Blood, that
Mhm.
actually contains him.
Yeah.
I would like for them to start giving me, with as many years and as many iterations
Dr.
of
Fate.
Batman that we've had.
There's so much good stuff that
Dr.
Well, there's
DC could be
tons.
doing.
There's tons of good stuff that they could
There's
do.
so much material that's decent.
Yeah.
Like,
The material's all good. They just have to give it to us on screen
Mm-hmm.
with a good actor, a good director, a good vision, and a producing company that stays out of the way.
Yeah.
That's really what Marvel Studios taught us. If the producing companies get out of the way and let the creators create,
Mhm.
you get good things. You get good movies. Even the Joker that they just had to, they had
Yeah,
to
yeah.
take. They took a step back and they just let this guy give you a vision. It was good. It was a good vision.
because they were backed into a corner and they're
Yeah.
like, we don't know, do whatever, and let's hope something good happens.
I'm
Yeah.
You know,
really hoping that they'll introduce Dr. Fate and maybe even Hawkman in the Black Adam movie that's coming out.
Well, if it was a Black Adam movie, wouldn't it be happening in Egypt, like
Ancient
thousands
Egypt,
of
yeah.
years
It wouldn't be
bef-
Is
wouldn't
it
be
a
Dr.
separate
Fate, it'd
movie?
be Nabu.
So he's not going to.
Right. Okay. So Naboo.
Yeah,
fine.
Nabu and
But why would-
Hawkman.
Well, I guess Hawkman, depending on which comic book iteration you're going to decide to go.
Yeah, the
with.
one that keeps resurrecting over and over and over
That
again.
Okay.
I want
maybe.
The storyline, Black Rain from the JSA.
Mhm.
Because remember, Nabu, Hawkman, and Black Adam were tight. They were allies and such. It was really freaking
Black
cool.
Adam wasn't always a bad guy.
Is he going to be in a standalone first, or is he going to?
Yeah, Teth Adams going to be in a standalone first.
Oh,
That's
okay.
coming out
The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock. Perfect casting, I think.
in a couple
I
of
think it
years.
works.
I think it's good.
Let him do a thing. Let him
I
do a
think He
thing.
looks like he's Black Adam.
Dude, yeah.
If he plays it pretty stoic, I think he could do it really
Yeah, I
good.
heard him. He was attached to that like years and years ago.
2009?
I think
2008?
it's so
Somewhere
long.
like
Like
that.
10 years ago.
He was attached to that before we even got rumblings of.
Shazam.
He was attached to that before
Captain
we
Marvel.
even got Green Lantern.
Was he?
Yep.
We got Green Lantern in what was that, 2010?
It was one of those years. We don't want to think about that year. But anyways,
No, but seriously though, out of all the iterations of things that they've given us, even with their mainstay characters, Superman, Batman, and then when they did the Batman after they did the Superman movie.
Yeah, I remember where they did.
Yeah, so they've done those a lot, but even within those properties, they don't give us some of the things that could be potentially gold mines as far as movies are concerned. You've got Superboy, Connor Kent, Connell, the clone, who's mixed with Lex Luthor DNA. He has to find his way, breaks out, he has to find his way into actually learning how to be a good person. I mean, that's a really potentially good story because it's not just your basic Superman story, but you've got a Superman character, and you've got things that would potentially be really raw and gritty, as such as, like, because that's almost like mixing a Weapon X or a Wolverine story into it. He's got to fight back against the Cadmus people that are trying to capture him and make him into a weapon. And then, of course, you got Red Hood. You know, Jason Todd. Give me a good Red Hood movie.
That
Give me
would
some
be
good.
fantastic.
Give me a Nightwing movie. Why are these
Dude,
these
yeah.
guys? They get no love, and I think that they try to think, well, how are we going to introduce it in Batman and then make it a spinoff? Don't even make it a spinoff. Introduce the character, and in introducing the character, you can make the ties with history, but you can also do the character justice and make a really good movie.
I think they should
that's the
do a
way it is.
Clayface movie.
Clayface should at least be in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
If he was going to be in a movie, a Gotham City Sirens movie would make a whole lot of sense. And you know who they should have headline a Gotham City Sirens movie? Harley Quinn. She shouldn't be in Birds of Prey. She should be with Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and they should have Clayface working with them too.
Working with them?
Yeah, I think that would be excellent. Because like in the Arkham Knight storyline, when Poison Ivy was using Clayface, basically to do a lot of the tricks and help her in her own mission. I think that as a storyline would make a lot of sense. He'd be the one guy on the team, but make it Carlos, so that he's an actor. He used to be somebody really chiseled and beautiful, but now he's this thing. You know, I think that would be great. It'd be a lot better than taking the Birds of Prey and mutilating them so that Harley Quinn can drag them around Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with that same opinion. I'm still hoping the movie's going to be fun at least.
I think it might be fun. I would
fun.
still,
Yeah, I would have rather have had something different too.
I would rather see some things that make more sense. I think that if you give the audience what makes sense on the offset and then introduce an amazing twist or a good perspective on it, then it becomes a good movie. We knew going into the Joker, this is a crazy man who may kill people.
Yeah.
But the way they did it was excellent. It was a twist.
We didn't really know what to expect. Now it's possible that the trailer isn't really giving us the meat of the movie because everything in that was just action.
I think it's just going to be Suicide Squad Part 2. But Suicide Squad Part 2 probably will be a lot better because
Oh God, yeah,
it's James Gunn.
Yeah.
And James Gunn can do anything.
And the cast in that is just incredible for Suicide Squad 2.
Realistically, all they had to do was say James Gunn now sold.
Yep.
But that's what we think, DC. Take it or leave it. Buy it for $1. Actually, send me $1 for all of these ideas that I just gave you. And go ahead and ask your execs that have never read a comic book to step out of the way and make no decisions when these movies are made. Leave it to the artists. Leave it to the minds. Leave it to the writers that have made all these monies for all these years and sold little pieces of paper with sequence art since the freaking 30s. Was it 1938 when Superman gave us a new world? And then by 1939 we were looking at Batman. So for all these years, these people have been doing it right. You have no idea what you're doing half the time, so just step out of the way and let them do what they do best. And that's entertain us and help us to separate from the horrors of reality every once in a while. Speaking of the horrors of reality, I want to mention again, please do look for our links below to go ahead and click and hit over to the subscription to help donate some money to the Australian Relief Fund. We're going to go ahead and try to help them out as much as we can because at least in some way we can all be heroes. And even if that means saving a koala here or there, that's something you can be proud of. So go ahead and do that, and right before you click on that link, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That's right, just like, subscribe, go ahead and share with all your friends and your family, repost it on your page, and tell your grandmother to check us out because my grandmother says this show's good. Thank you, and as always, tune in with us, tune in with SNG Podcast on Google Play, on iTunes, and on many different Podbean such subscriptions. We'll give you some hashtags down at the bottom so that you can look at that. Danny, thank you for doing that ahead of time. And also check out our Let's Discuss, where we talk about many of the movies that we've gone to see and how we think they should have been done differently. If you tune in there, you can get more of a description on how we feel about Star Wars and other movies such as Terminator Dark Fate.
And upcoming, we'll have one about Birds of Prey, so
that'll be something to listen to. Anyway, thank you, and remember, promote what you love, don't bash what you hate, and tune in with us as much as you can.